over this crest, he will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello race fans, and welcome to the V8 Supercar Americas Series as we head out to Motegi, Japan, to the Twin Ring Motegi race circuit. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Just want to let you know that we are here. We're V8's online, and we want to let you know we're presented to you in glorious high definition tonight. And we want to thank our wonderful sponsors at V8 Supercar Fan Group, the Direct Clutch Services, and our very own V8's Online Superstore. My name is JD Smith. With me tonight to call all tonight's action will be Kane Kraft and Jim Davey, also up here in the booth with us to call and give us updates around the second split race tonight. Kane, lots of things going to happen out here on this track tonight. A big thing most guests will notice right off the bat, we are under the lights tonight. It's going to be a fantastic special race. We don't get under the lights very often in these V8 supercars. Around the 11 turn 2.1 mile circuit, the East course here at Twin Ring Motegi, things are sure to be fun. And what I hear tonight, it's going to be a fuel saving type race, and some may try to pit, some may not. Some may try to save, and some may just run flat out and see what happens. It's going to be 37 miles per hour or 17 kilometers an hour if you do have to head down pit road. So getting down to speed here shouldn't be a big problem for these guys. There is a big U-turn to get onto pit road that can be kind of tricky if you're in a hurry and you're in heavy traffic. But I don't think the guys are going to have that problem tonight. But without further ado, Kane, welcome to the show, buddy. Excited about what we got coming up.
Yeah, V8 Supercars under the lights. Looks fantastic, these things. They just look beautiful under the lights. Yeah, fuel saver race for most drivers. Some drivers can get through it without a drop of fuel saving, but others really got to save quite a bit. So last night, a couple guys ran out of gas. I know one guy for sure had to be pushed across the finish line. So definitely a little troubles for a couple of them. They'll definitely get it figured out for tonight, though. So I don't think we're going to see anybody having big fuel problems tonight, because if they were going to have them, they had them last night and got it out of the way. So everybody's going to be good tonight, I think, on fuel. They're going to have to fuel save a few turns, probably maybe 1 or 2 laps, but that's going to be about it.
Weather for tonight's race should be no problem at all for the drivers either, Kane. It's a 71 degrees Fahrenheit at night, extra grip on the track. There's only 4 miles per hour of wind coming in the northeast, and the atmosphere looks beautiful. No fog. There's it's an overcast sky, but 0 fog, so tons of visibility for the drivers as well as our cameras tonight. It's going to be an absolute stunning race. I really believe that we're in for a treat tonight. It's something a little bit different that these guys aren't used to, and I think that tonight we may see some drivers shine that we normally don't see shine very much. So it could be an interesting night to watch. Usually you'll have a newcomer come out and really make a statement at a track like this, and but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, because as soon as I say that, we'll see our favorites up at the top just like every week. But really looking forward to it as the guys are getting ready to head down to the cars and head out for warm-ups here to get used to the track right before it's time to go. It is going to be just an unbelievable race with 27 laps, so a pretty short race tonight compared to some of the ones we've had this season so far. And that means that a lot of action really fast. Things that happen early in the race are going to just mean tremendous. You got to get off to a great start. You cannot afford to have a slip up at the beginning of this race. You're going to have to hope for a wonderful qualifying spot. And even if you don't get a good qualifying spot, you got to pull off something kind of like what we saw with Marty Carroll last week. Started in the 9th position, and before the 4th turn, he had found his way up into the 4th spot. That is just the type of driving. It takes a lot of luck and a little skill there. But I tell you what, things kind of opened up for him. And when he, the key to that is capitalizing on those situations. You're not going to always be handed great situations like that. But the key is when you are handed situations like that to take advantage of them, and that's exactly what we saw last week with Marty. It's going to be real fun to see how things get started tonight, especially a track we don't spend a lot of time on. Look for Bocubis just to continue his dominance. He has had just an unbelievable season. Curtis Chipaway, I know he'll be looking for a big night tonight as well with Power Bond Racing, and just tons of talent out there on the track. As we get ready to head over to the track and get some pictures rolling, I know I'm excited, Kane, to see just kind of how it's going to be. It's our first night race in a long time. The last night race on this series was, I believe, the season before last when we went to Sebring and we had a night race at Sebring. So it's been a while since the V8 Supercars here in the Americas Series have been under the lights. So we're very excited. This could be our last night race in this generation V8 Supercar. That right there in itself kind of makes it a little bit extra special.
Yeah, it's going to be the last one possibly in this car, but yeah, they sure do look good under the lights, don't they?
Oh, fantastic. Just really, really excited and can't wait to see how how it's going to be. You know, it's this HD camera work, and of course the great things that you've done to make this show look better, Kane. It's going to be even better. The icing on the cake will be the under the lights tonight. I am really looking forward to seeing how this broadcast will come out. To all our viewers out there, thanks for being here for the broadcast. I want to encourage you guys to leave your comments on the video, and that way we can get to them and we'll give you guys shout outs throughout the race. We always appreciate you being here each and every week, and we're going to make sure that we bring you guys the best coverage possible here in the V8s of America Series, one of our favorite series in iRacing. And without further ado, I'm almost pulled up and ready to roll here, Kane, and as soon as I do, I'm going to go ahead and give us a rundown on how the guys will start tonight. And the starting grid is very important tonight. We don't know how easy or difficult the passing is going to be here tonight. You do know, if you watched the race last night, just kind of a little preview, but you can't guarantee that last night's race will match up with tonight's race. And we've seen that time and time again. Each race is unique, and I believe tonight's going to be special. I have a feeling we may see somebody actually run out of fuel trying to squeeze it out there and not have to make that pit stop. We may actually see some people just say, well, I don't even care. I don't want to try to save. I may go just get a pit anyways. Really interested to see how the guys are going to play their cards tonight, whatever hands they're dealt. It'll be fun to see. But anyways, let's look at our starting grid tonight. And it's a really interesting starting grid. But just like I said, look who's on our pole with a time of 1 minute 17.8 seconds. It's Bocubis, the point leader, out on the pole tonight. He's going to be in the number 2 machine. Bo looking good out there in the High-Tech Oils Ford Falcon. In second, it's going to be Tony Ottridge, and Tony will be starting on the outside, position 2. Corey Preston, a great qualifying spot for Corey. He'll be starting in the 3rd spot tonight in the number 15 machine. Michael Fulcher in the KRT Ford Falcon starts 4th. Marty Carroll of SDC Motorsports, fantastic qualify for him. He's going to start 5th. Mark Anderson, another KRT machine, in 6th tonight. Sam Sutton is now a privateer, I believe, Kane, and he is going to be starting 7th. Dennis Gutierrez, one of the new and up-and-coming drivers who has had just an awesome start, starting 8th. 9th, Jake Burton. Curtis Chipaway, 10th. Sam Collins down in 11th. Ian Ford, 12th. Sanjan Delilac, 13th. Michael Cracknell, 14th. Graham Filan, 15th. Greg Sharp, 16th, 17th. Corey Peters, Michael Yo, good to see him on the track, 18th and 19th. Dario Bacanegra. And here we are, guys. Cars are lined up on the grid. We're ready for this bad boy to get started. All the excitement builds up to now, and we want to welcome you guys that are just joining us to V8's Online's presentation here, the V8 Supercar America Series. Are you ready for what we're about to see under the lights? Our leader, Bo Cattell, the lights are lighting up, the revs are high. Let's go racing. Here it is, the start of our race here at Twin Ring Motegi. All right, all comes down to this first turn to see how the guys get through side by side up front with the, look at this by Tony Ottridge trying to get the advantage through turn one. He'll take the lead early. Now side by side it will be two KRT cars. That's Michael Fulcher and Corey Preston who will get the advantage. It looks like Michael Fulcher will step into that third spot. In second it is Bo Kubis, our points leader. Corey Preston falls into fourth. Sam Sutton had a nice jump from the start. Guys started in the 7th position, is all the way up to 5th. Great start from him. Mark Anderson right behind him in 6th. 7th is Marty Carroll. He started 5th, fallen back 2 positions, but he's trying to get that machine back up and rolling where it needs to be. Behind him it is Curtis Chipaway getting back in position, followed by Jake Burton, Sam Collins, and then Dennis Gutierrez. So some fantastic racing here early. We already got some side-by-side battles right now. Look at this, Corey Preston down on the inside right now trying to pass teammate Sam Sutton there, and he'll get around no problem. Or excuse me, now Sam Sutton gonna come back around Corey Preston. You're gonna be wheels to wheels all the way down this front stretch here at Twin Ring Motegi to start the new lap. The advantage should go to Sam, and he will make the pass momentarily. We'll see if it will stick, and a great 3-car battle here for 5th place. A few cars back, Jake Burton leads a field of cars that are starting to get a little bit of racy as well. Right behind him directly is Sam Collins, and that could become a nice battle for 8 here. Sam Collins going to go to the inside and try to make a move, and then decides better, realizes he doesn't have the momentum he'll need to make the pass. Will decide to try later. Oh, a real wide turn from Dennis Gutierrez. Oh, contact is made between Greg Sharp and Dennis Gutierrez. Greg Sharp will advance, and that is a nice job there by Greg Sharp to avoid the trouble that could have been right there. You with me, Kane? Good stuff. I got all into the race, and I hadn't heard you, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose you.
Yeah, you're just doing just a fine job, so I just let you have it.
Well, right now, Tony Ottridge is our leader. Just started lap 3, guys. Remember, 27 laps in all tonight, and he did a fantastic job starting on the outside pole. Got ahead of leader Bo Kubis and our point leader, and he's got about a 2-car length lead over Bo at the moment, and doing everything in his power just to hold that position and not let Bo get up there to him. We've seen great battles between Bo Kubis and Tony Ottridge all season long, but for the most part, it's always been Tony catching up to Bo. So this is kind of the tables reversed, and it's under the light, so it kind of fits the par, and it's making it real fun. Got a TTR car up here in front. Behind him, the high-tech oils machine of Bo Kubis. And then look back, it's Michael Fulcher, old Fast Fulch, back here in 3rd, and he is not too far behind. He is definitely a threat, as he is only about 2 car lengths behind Bo Kubis, and now going to cut that down to about a car length and a half, if not down to a car length. He's really got a good run on him, and going to be fun to see if he can make his way around him. We look back into that 4th spot, and it's Sam Sutton, and I may be getting some crazy paint schemes, but it looks like Sam's in the Vodafone Ford Falcon. Is that correct, or is that just... All right, you know, my trading paints likes to be retro trading paints sometimes, and I get old paint schemes, but the Vodafone paint scheme on Sam Sutton's car, the livery looks fantastic under the lights. Really, really good looking. Kane told me about the announcement. Is that right? He has become a privateer, correct?
That is correct.
So big news there for Sam Sutton, and what a way to bring out that announcement by running in 4th place here under the lights at the Twin Ring Motegi here in Motegi, Japan. He's got a good run right now on Michael Fulcher now. If he can get up here and pass Michael, get ahead up into the top 3, be fantastic run for him in the Vodafone machine. He's right there. He's got a great pace built up right now. 119.1 his last lap. Michael Fulcher was a 119.3, so 0.2 faster for Sam Sutton. So he is catching up inch by inch. And that is how you have to work here at a track like this. Looks like it's going to be hard for guys to make big passing opportunities. Track position very important here, as we suspected. Now Tony Autry's going to lead us down here the start-finish line and start lap number 5 of 27. Long way to go in the race tonight, and still very close battles up here at the front.
That battle's going all over the track here, JD. We've got Sanjin Dalalik getting ready to, it looks like he's getting ready to make a move there on Ian Ford. He thinks better of it, tucks back in, but running real close. A pack of 3 cars there. Sanjin Dalalik, Ian Ford, and Sam Collins all running together real close there, having a great race. And a little bit further back, Michael Cracknell of SDC, he's been getting real racy there on the bumper of Greg Sharp. So, and then Greg Sharp right there racing with Dennis Katerick. So we got a few really good races going on here tonight.
I do want to point something out, Kane. Jake Burton, who was up battling up near the top 5 at the beginning of this race. In fact, he was right in front of KRT driver Sam Collins. And the next thing you know, guys, he's out of the race. And so upon further review, I think he's trying to find out exactly what happened to him, but definitely not good there for Jake Burton as his night ends early, guys.
Yeah, Jake's been having some pretty bad luck in the last couple of races, at least for sure. He's got that bad luck bug, and as we've seen time and time again, it can take several races for that bad luck bug to just fly away.
Yeah, in fact, what happened on this one, Kane, really tough luck, is it's right on the trail end of lap number 3 for Jake Burton, as it looks like he had some major internet problems and it caused some contact, some very unintentional contact, but he nailed the outside retaining barrier there, and when he hit that guardrail, it destroyed his engine as that black smoke came tumbling out of the bonnet of the car, and that's going to end his race. So very unfortunate there for Jake Burton, a guy with loads of talent, a bad night under the lights. But I tell you, another driver who had a rough run at it as well, Marty Carroll. We talked pre-race about him last week, Kane, and how wonderful things were for him, jumping up from 9th to 4th just on the first lap and ended finishing right outside the top 5. This week, not so lucky. He's started all the way up in 5th. Kane right now, he runs in 17th. He is on the lead lap at the moment, but he will be in danger of falling off that lead lap as he lost a lot of time earlier.
Let's take a second, since the racing's kind of calmed down here for a second. Let's take a second to talk to Jake and see what happened to him out on the track there.
Yeah,
you got it, Jake?
Bit of a unlucky turn of events there.
Well,
a little
Jake,
bit of
tell
internet
us a little
problem?
bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I just came off that left-hander and was, for some reason in the previous lap or two, was only getting 3/4, 7/8 throttle, I guess you could say, and coming off there, just got half clutch, half brake, half throttle all locked on, and Sam ran in the back of me, which obviously wasn't his fault, and yeah, just went dead right into the wall, and everything just disconnected and lost all my sim instruments, dash, lost my wheel, lost everything. I don't know what happened.
Man, such a tough break, Jake, and just a bad night under the lights as things just didn't go quite right for you there, and it's tough when it comes down to something uncontrollable as an internet connection issue, and that's just what you call bad luck.
Yeah, it sucks because that pretty much threw away my chances with the Americas Championship, which sucks, but well, we'll look forward to next week, which sucks about this race, but yeah, well.
Yeah, because last week you had bad luck as well, so that's two weeks in a row that you've had bad luck, but that's got to be it, right? 2 weeks in a row, it's got to be all the bad luck that that bad luck bug can hang around.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't get a chance to chat to you guys last week, but I got a really impressive start, worked beautifully, and yeah, just got a slow down for no apparent reason by the looks of it, and it wouldn't clear, and then I got a little bit frustrated when I got a black flag and decided I'd put it in the wall in the racing style, but yeah, shame.
We had a few that went full speed into the wall last week. Not just you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad was pretty exciting. I saw that happening right in front of me.
Yeah, that was first turn.
You know, I had that happen whenever I loaded up my sim to give a couple practice laps here at Twin Ring Motegi. I went in and just went racing and got to that first turn and had no brakes, just like Chad. So it took 4 or 5 different times of unplugging and resetting the drivers to get it to come back. That was a pretty big glitch, so must be going around.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed about this week. My first night race in the V8 and first race at Twin Ring, and yeah, the quali pace definitely didn't reflect the race pace I could have had, so it's a shame. But oh well, nothing to lose in the championship now, so we'll just have a bit of fun in the Americas the next few weeks.
Now, have you been participating on Monday nights?
I didn't last week, but I have been pretty frequently. Yeah, I'm up there in the championship, but yeah, just Thursday. Thursday, what am I thinking? Americas has just been flushed down the toilet a little bit for me this week.
Yeah, that's true. But we wish you all the best for the Monday race. At least you'll get to still have another race here at the night race at Motegi.
Yeah, of course, and I've got my Apex Racing League series in which I haven't lost around this season, so it'll be fun to race that with you know, you guys like Tobias, which will be a miss in the Americas series. But yeah, I'll still get another chance. Just a shame for the Americas Championship, but have a good call for the rest of the race, guys.
Hey, good talking to you, Jake.
Yep, thanks a lot, Jake. We do appreciate it, buddy, and better luck next week. We know you got it in you.
Thanks, guys. I'll catch up.
Sanjin Dalalik just putting a move on Sam Collins there, getting another position down, so great job there by Sanjin Dalalik.
Yeah, he looks good in the high-tech holes, but it's not done yet. Here comes the KRT machine on a rebound. Sam Collins trying to make something happen on the inside. Can't get the grip needed to make the pass. He's going to have to sit behind like a sitting duck for another lap, or at least for the next opportunity, as Sanjin looks fantastic right now. Everything working his way. He's in the 8th position at the moment. You got to look back. Sanjin started in 13th tonight and already up to 8th place. Good drive for him and his iTech Oils machine. His teammate up there in 2nd has really been working in on leader Tony Ottridge over the past lap and a half. He's inching ever so closer. We'll have a great battle for this lead in the next couple 30 seconds to a minute, guaranteed, fellas.
Yeah, Bo Cubis is really in there. He's going to really be putting that pressure on. You're right about that.
Oh, he was doing so good. Went a little bit wide there on the final turn here at the Motegi. And what's so cool about Twin Ring Motegi, this is a track that I would love to go visit in person one day, because not only it's got two racetracks in one. You got the road course, which we're on right now. This is actually just the east course, one of the configurations of the road circuit. But if you look above, these bridges we're going under are actually the oval track that actually sits above the road circuit. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's almost like a racer's dream world here. It's like a racer's Disney World, and I just would love to go see it in person and be a part of it. They could be so cool if they had an oval race going on upstairs and a road race going on downstairs, and that would just be unbelievable.
Tell you what, Michael Yo and Graham Filan having a great battle back here for the 14th position. So Graham managed to get that position done, but Michael Yo's not letting him go. A little mistake there, putting back about a car link or two, but I think he'll catch that back up and be on Bones' bumper before long.
Good to see Mike Yo in the series again. He comes in from time to time. He's not a full-time driver here in the Americas, but when he does pop in, it's really good to see him in his FinCar V8.
Another driver that's getting really racy, Dennis Katerik. He's now side by side with Ian Ford.
Yeah, right now Ian Ford used the inside to perfection right there. And Dennis Katerik, a newcomer here who's just been unbelievable. We heard about him coming up through Jim Davey in the second split, and now he's been a regular fixture over the past couple weeks here in the top split, and he has just well deserved his spot here. And not only has he shown he deserves to be here, he is being quite the competitor as he has come in and fought really hard to stay up in the top half of this field in the top split. This 17 machine does look promising. Definitely a car of the future here in the Americas Series. There you see him right now, going to move to the inside. Let's see if he can get around Ian Ford in the Dimmadov Ford. He can't do it this time. Going to have to look to do it next time around. Right now, though, Ian Ford in that 10th spot, so if Dennis can get around him, he'll find himself up in the top 10. Remember, Sanjin Delilik battling in 8th place for quite some time. He is just ahead still of Sam Collins. Sam right there in striking distance. It'll be fun to see if Sam Collins tries to strike back on Sanjin. Mark Anderson was fighting pretty good earlier. He's kind of in his own world there in 6th. But if we look up to Corey Preston, and he looks ahead to Sam Sutton in 4th, this could be a good battle here for 4th place in just a few laps' time. He is right there at him. Yeah, the Vodafone Ford Falcon looking fantastic. Sam Sutton, the new privateer, in the number 10 car tonight. And it looks unbelievably awesome under the lights. And he's doing a really good job of staying well ahead of a hard pressing Corey Preston right there in his Kamikaze Race Team Ford. He's right there at him. And I tell you what, this is going to be, these boys will be side by side again real soon. Looking up, checking in on our leader, Tony Ottridge still in the lead, got about a car length and a half lead over Bo Kibis, our points leader here in the Americas. And you know how bad Bo wants to get around him. He's just being very patient. It's only lap 13 of 27. No need to get ahead of yourself here. Don't want to push too hard, use too much fuel up, end up having to stop when you can try to stay out. So he can try to make his move in just a little bit. What he wants to do is kind of maintain for a little bit. Don't push harder than you have to and end up losing more space in the meantime, losing more time. He's doing a really good job right now maintaining. The thing to watch, though, Michael Fulcher only 2.4 seconds behind the leader. He's right there in the picture. He's actually closer than that 2 seconds really is. I mean, he's closer than you realize. He's in the picture, and Michael Fulcher still very a part of this race. And if these two, Tony Ottridge and Bo Kibis, get together and start battling, you never know. Fulcher could get up there and sneak away with a win here today. Oh, here it is. The battle has started. Here comes the KRT machine, going to try to move to the inside. It's Corey Preston going to try to make a move on Sam Sutton. And, guys, he's going to have it. Oh, he squeaks it out, and we got a car turned around. It's the Vodafone Ford of Sam Sutton, and that car is still stopped in the grass, and he's going to lose a ton of spots. Big damage to the hood of that Vodafone Ford, and he's going to come out right in front of Dennis Gutierrez. Dennis Gutierrez going to come around him, and it looks like no, Greg Sharp won't get around him right now. He'll have to earn that spot. Here he is side by side with him, and he will fall in right behind him. So that puts Sam Sutton all the way down behind Greg Sharp. That's 12th position. Ian Ford right there in the mix. This is just terrible.
I tell you what, Michael Cracknell's been having a heck of a race back there with Ian Ford and Greg Sharp, and looks like he's finally managed to get around Ian Ford. And we know from watching previous races, Ian Ford's a tough customer. So Mike Cracknell, in one of his first races here in the VA Supercars Americas, I don't recall seeing him before, but we could have.
Here he goes right now, going to try to make a move around Sam Sutton, and Sam gets cut again. The back right quarter panel contact was made, and now he's going to lose another spot as we see Ian Ford go around and Michael Cracknell. So big loss again and a tough break for Sam Sutton. I hate to see that.
Yeah, a little bump there. Sam's definitely another driver having some pretty bad luck here tonight.
Oh, he had such a great race going up until then. Oh, almost lost the car was Ian Ford. Good save. And while all this is going on, folks, we got a big entertainment up here at the front of the field because our leader, Tony Ottridge, has Bo Kibis in striking distance, and just shortly ahead there's a little bit of lap traffic coming up. That lap traffic is Dario Bocanegra, and he has just pulled over to the side to let the leaders by. That's incredible sportsmanship and a good coat of paint there on that car on the Studio Road Ford Falcon. StudioRoad.com is the sponsor on Dario Bocanegra's Ford Falcon. I really like that coat of paint. It's fantastic.
Tell you what, JD, is we're at the halfway point. Let's check in with Jim Davey and see if we can get an update on how Split 2 is going.
I've been watching this race. For the most part, it's been pretty clean. However, I did just watch some very silly driving. Right now, Martin Creamer's in the Mad Cow Racing is leading from the pole. Ryan Shelton in the Autism Speaks Ford Falcon is running second, about 2 seconds behind. Wayne Kendall is third, about another second and a half behind that. Adam Harden fourth, Brenton O'Brien fifth, and then basically from 6th through 10th is just a mess right now. So it's like I said, there's been some very silly driving about the past laps, so it's going to take a little bit for it to sort out.
It happens to the best. This is really getting good between our leader here in the first split. Tony Autrich, Bo Kubis, right there at one another. And you got to think Bo Kubis has got to be thinking about making the big move here pretty soon. He was in a really good spot a moment ago. He's in another good spot right here, guys. He's just not even looking like he's ready to try the move. He's just taking his time, maybe trying to save those tires the best he can. Because he is definitely was just in a spot where he could have went out for at least an attempt. Let's see if he does here. No. He is right there. Big racing here for the lead here in the Twin Ring Motegi night race under the lights. Our race presented tonight by the V8 Supercar Fan Group, the Rec Clutch Services, and our very own V8's Online Superstore. Go check out the Superstore. Just go to v8online.com and check out the V8's Online Superstore. Oh, Bo Kubis gets the back end loose and just no problem. Now he gets a burst of speed and literally gets up about an inch from the bumper of Tony Autrich. How in the heck did that happen? I'll never know. He got loose and ended up gaining time. I don't know how that happened. Incredible driving from Bo Kubis. Great save. He gets right up on the bumper of Tony Autrich and just doesn't have any room to make a move by the time he got up there. But he is right there within striking distance, guys. You got to think it's coming in the next turn or two. While all this is going on, we got an incredible battle back here for 6th. And it's another good move from Sanjin Delilac. Just can't get around. He has caught up with Curtis Chipaway and now going to go to the inside of. Kurt can't get inside. He tried the High-Tech Oils machine, trying to make his way around Kurt. Just can't get it done. The 5 car looking fantastic at the moment, holding on tightly to that 6th spot. He does not want to give it up to Sanjin. Sanjin has moved up to 7th place since we last looked at him. He was all the way up to 8th. Remember, Sanjin Delilac started the race today in 13th position. He is currently in 6th and fighting hard to crack into this top 5. Good racing back here in the early, higher part of the midfield. Boy, you blink, you're going to miss something here. Back up at the lead. Tony Autrich holding off for dear life to this lead. He's down the front stretch through the grid as he's just now starts lap 19 of 27. We got 28 good laps left in this bad boy. And right now, Tony Autrich feeling the heat from the High-Tech Oils machine in the rearview mirror. He's cool as ice right now, but you got to think at some point it's got to be building up. He knows the point leaders behind him. This is a very important race as far as the championship's concerned. And if you're Tony Autrich, this is almost a must-win. You cannot let Bo Kubis around you. And here comes Bo. He's going to come up with a burst of speed. The problem is he'll be on the outside, and I don't think that's going to get the job done. But wait, he does a great move and cuts it in very tightly. Door to door, now he's going to have the inside. He put himself in the perfect opportunity, and he'll make the pass as Tony Autrich gets in the sand for a minute. And a beautiful pass by point leader Bo Kubis to get in the lead for the first time tonight. Oh, that was fantastic. Make that as one of the passes of the week, as that was just planned perfect. He cut in at just the right time, hung in on the inside, and knew he would have the advantage. And even though he had the advantage, Tony Attridge ran it beautifully. It was just unfortunately perfect for Tony. For Tony Attridge, it was perfect for Bo Kibis, and unfortunately for Tony, that put him back in second. There was no way he was going to stop Bo at that point.
That's definitely got big ramifications for the championship. It's the only reason really Bo is behind right now is because he has one of the 2 drop weeks already used up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that Tony is leading the championship there. I just brought it up a little bit ago.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think it's only because Bo used one of his drop weeks already and Tony's run every week.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got just about a 100-point lead. I didn't do the math exactly, just kind of eyeballed it. It looks like about 100 points or so. 110-ish.
Good enough for government work.
Yep.
Well, TTR would love to have a back-to-back champion as far as their team goes, with Sean Kelly taking the title last season, and here it's Tony Attridge representing for TTR, and Bo Kibis, if he has anything to do with it, it's going to try to put a little bit of a damper on the party over at TTR. The High-Tech Oils Ford Falcon looking fantastic.
JD, back a little bit. Mark Anderson has managed to catch up to Corey Preston and is putting some serious pressure on Corey Preston there for that 4th spot.
Yeah, let's take a look here and look at both kamikaze drivers. These are teammates, and it's fun to see if teammates decide to race each other. Well, it will be interesting to see how these guys go. I think they're going to – I'm trying to see what happened to Curtis Chipaway, man. He really he's still ahead of Sanjin Delilac, but Sanjin's still going to try – he's still on the bumper there, buddy. Still a great battle back there for 6 as well.
That's right, and we also got Michael Cracknell getting ready to put the move on Greg Sharp back there. Great racing going on back there. Ian Ford's still a part of that battle as well, so those 3 cars still bumper to bumper to bumper. Having a great race back there.
Kane, I don't know if you can get a good camera angle on the car of Curtis Chipaway on his hood, if you can get a close-up, but there is a face on there. I don't know whose face is on that. Is that Kurt's face on the hood?
I don't know. I asked in the forums last night because I didn't want to come tonight not knowing. I didn't want to show up tonight not knowing who was on the hood of his car, and I didn't go to see if I got a response or not.
Yeah, you sort of did. It was kind of goofy, weird, vague reference he put. Curtis has very interesting tastes in various topics, so I think it's only kind of Curtis's thing.
So is it him?
No, it is not him. Give me a minute. I'll go look it up. It was weird.
I do want to mention Daryl Bocanegra, the new driver here in the America Series tonight. This is his first run in the Falcon, JD, so having a great race here, and he's keeping up with the guys really well, so fantastic to see a new driver here in the series, and one that's doing as well as he's doing. That's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying watching Corey Preston run his teammate down here, Kane. He's not letting him race. He's a little bit further behind him now because they were just about touching a minute ago, and Corey literally let up not to run into his teammate there. Corey was about to put the moves on his teammate there. Corey wants the top 3.
Well, Corey did have the 4th position that Mark just took that away from him, and he's sticking with Mark there and not letting him get too far away. So Mark's got pace. He's got Corey from quite a ways back, but now that he's got around Corey's not going to let him go. He's going to follow him there and stick with him just as much as he can.
Boy, once Bo Kibis found the lead, Kane, he's starting to edge away from Tony Attridge, just about over a second lead now over Tony. and it makes you just realize once Bo Kubis, something about the way he sets his car up or just the way he drives mentally, when he gets into open air like this and he has nobody in front of him but just the open track, he drives so well. He is extremely hard to catch.
Yeah, Bo Kubis having a great season here in the V8 Supercars Americas Series. So is Tony. You know, to be honest, both these guys have come in here and had a great season. So it's fantastic watching these two guys race each other. Both pretty equal on skill level and speed, so it makes for some great racing week in and week out.
I do want to point out a driver in the number 10 car in the Vodafone Ford Falcon. Sam Sutton had his run-ins with trouble earlier, but he's found his way back up into the top 10. He's currently running in the 10th slot, and believe it or not, with the damage on the car, driving very well. A very impressive run right now from Sam Sutton, considering.
Yeah, definitely. He was back there, back behind Ian Ford back in the 12th, 13th area, and he's caught a couple of very racy drivers and got around him and is pulling away. So Sam Sutton's still having a very good race, even though he's had some bad luck early on. Another
driver having some a turnaround from the way his race started, maybe about to get passed again by Graham Filand. Never mind, good job. Marty Carroll has found his way moving back up. He's in 14th now. He got all the way down to 18th at one time, and now he's up to 14th. So good job from Marty Carroll. I was worried about him going a lap down earlier, and he's running some very good lap times right now as he's getting ready to run down. Next on his list would be Ian Ford, and he's not too far away to make that happen. He's just got to find some good speed. Ian Ford's last lap, 124.5. Marty Carroll at 120.7, so almost 4 seconds faster a lap is Marty Carroll. With those times, he should catch Ian Ford before we get to lap 27, Kane, which is only in 3 laps time. So right now our leader, Bo Kubis, on lap 25. He's got a 1.1 second lead over second place driver Tony Ottridge. Michael Fulcher back there in third. We look at fourth place where Mark Anderson sits alone. Curtis Chipaway back there in fifth. He had Sam Collins battling it earlier, but
Sam Collins. We've lost Michael Cracknell. Hate to interrupt you, but something's happened with Michael Cracknell there. So I'm going to pull up a race recall replay and see if I can find out what happened to him.
Well, he was for you on Curtis's car when you're ready.
He was riding along, Kane, and he just decided to ride off the track, parked the car, and that was it. I don't know what the reasoning was, but he drove the car off under his own power and ended his race that way. So
yeah, something must have happened there at the home front, and he had to get out of the sim and go deal with something. So tough break there for Michael Cracknell. I mean, that's what I'm assuming, for him to just pull over and stop like that something was going on in real life that needed his attention.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. We don't know that. I'm just being funny.
Oh, you're killing me.
No, I had to. Sorry. All right, what you got there, Jim?
All right. So this goes back to Justin TV, which became Twitch TV. Story behind Kappa is fairly simple. Back in the early days of Justin TV, there was an employee called Josh. Josh's face was uploaded as Nemo, and the magnificent smug mug we know today was born. It is used to convey sarcasm, trolling, or simple mischief, which is Curtis.
Perfect. That is about as good of an explanation as I could have asked for. Thanks a lot, Jim, for the update. Guys, very important news here at Twin Ring Motegi. Our leader, Bo Kubis, in the number 2 High-Tech Oils race car is on his way to the start-finish line where the white flag is out. The flagman waving, letting us know this will be our final lap of the race. And it all comes down to what we have on these final 11 turns. Here he is now, guys, making his way up through the grid marks. He passes the flagman, and we are officially on our final lap here at Twin Ring Motegi in our this week of the V8 Supercar Americas. What a race it's been for Bo Kubis. Can he hold off Tony Ottridge with a 1.3 second advantage? It's only going to be 10 more turns now to find out. And if so, what big ramifications, as we heard from Jim Davey just earlier, for these two in the points race here in our series. Big, big, big race for Bokubis. And
I do want to point out,
fantastic
Teddy,
result.
that if they're going to run out of gas, it's going to be any minute, any second now is where they'll run out of gas because they've got enough gas. It's so close that anybody that's run out of gas has done it here on this last lap.
Oh, boy, that just makes it even tougher. I'm not taking my eyes off of our leader because it is all coming down to these last couple turns. You just wonder if it's on vapor right now. You know it's low. You just don't know how low it is. All you can do is pray that there's enough fuel left in the tank. Well, here it is. Let's see what's going to happen, guys, as he makes his way around the final turn 11. As long as he can get the acceleration up, your winner is Bokubis here at Twin Ring Motegi under the lights. Congratulations, Bo, and right behind him coming across in second, it'll be Tony Autrich. Michael Fulcher back there in third. Be interesting to see if anybody runs out. Fourth should be Mark Anderson, pardon me. Fifth, Curtis Chipaway. Good run from him. And that is your top five.
Sam Collins came across in sixth. Corey Preston. Ooh, that's a race there for that seventh place. I think Corey Preston got it. Then Sam Sutton in seventh. My screen's going crazy, so that's where it all changes.
Eighth was Dennis Guterrick. Ninth was Sam Sutton. Sanjan Delilac finished out in your top 10. Greg Sharp finished 11th tonight in the number 11 car. How about that? Marty Carroll did make his way up to 12th, that's really good for him for a big a comeback. Not good if you would have saw where he started, but a fantastic comeback. Bones, as we know him, but Graham Filan to the rest of the world finishes in 13th. Mike Yo finishes in 14th. Corey Peters comes across 15th tonight. Ian Ford will finish 16th, 2 laps down. Michael Cracknow with a DNF in 17th. Dario Bocanegro with a DNF as well. No, he finished. I take that back. Dario did finish the race. Jake Burton with a DNF in 19th. That is how they finish up here at the Twin Ring Motegi under the lights. Just a fantastic run tonight. You got to give it all to Bokubis, though, with a killer run and a hard-fought race from the pole. He didn't lead the whole race. The whole race was led by Tony Autrich, and at the right moment, Bokubis made about the best pass, one of the best passes we've seen all season long. And that was the reason for our win here at Twin Ring Motegi. It was just absolutely fantastic. What a run.
Yeah, definitely. I did not realize that Twin Ring Motegi East would bring so much action. I take that back. I watched the video from last time we were here, and it was nothing but action. So I don't know why I wasn't expecting action here, because last time we were here, it was one of the biggest battles in V8 Supercar history between Madison Down and I'm not sure who else, but it was a great battle.
As long as people aren't being silly, it's a really great track for racing. It's nice and wide. Pretty much everywhere you can be side by side. Like I said, as long as people aren't just doing foolish things. It really is a fun track.
Well, Jim, you're not going anywhere tonight because I need you here.
Well, you need me here right now so I can tell you how the second split
went. That's what I was just fixing to say. So without further ado, I need you to tell us what happened out there in second split.
Yeah, so Wayne Kendall, privateer, ended up taking the win. About lap 23, Martin Creamers had a little off track, and it was just enough of a slip up for Wayne Kendall to slip by. Right behind him was Martin Creamers in the Mad Cow Racing, followed by Ryan Shelton in the Autism Speaks car. Adam Harden in the next Mad Cow Racing Ford Falcon was in fourth. Matt Yeomans, another privateer, was fifth. Then James Scanlon in the Triton Sim Instruments Ford Falcon was sixth. Brenton O'Brien, 7th in the Demidov Innovations car. 8th ended up being Craig Jones. 9th was Katie Taranto. 10th, Paul Slavonic, one of your SDC guys. 11th was Tony Lynch. 12th, Andrew Vince. 13th, Dean Flavel. 14th, Paul Gosling. 15th, Christopher Sherburne. 16th, Peter Simon. 17th, Jason Quire. 18th, Shane Rayner, who did not start.
Gotcha. Sounds like it was a pretty good race. Tell us a little about how it was over there.
For most part, it was pretty clean. Like I said, there were a couple silly moves, you could say. There, 4 wide going into turn 1 at the start was pretty interesting. For the most part, that ended up well. And only a couple drivers actually went in and pitted. Everybody else was able to stay out. There were a couple people that had some off tracks, just simple get a wheel off, spin the car around, and it kind of hurt their races. But for the most part, it was very clean. Like I said, a nice wide driver's track. It's a lot of fun. As long as people have their heads about them, side by side the whole way is fine.
Yeah, and that's what's really fun. I thought it was a fantastic run tonight. I thought that the guys did really good. Can't wait to get them all in here to have a word with them. I thought that they performed very well under the lights. We forget it's actually very difficult under the lights to run, especially on a configuration that these guys aren't particularly used to running. So without further ado, guys, I think it's about time we bring in our race winner and have a word with him. Jim, thanks for the update. Do not go anywhere. We have some things to talk about with you tonight, sir. So
yeah, we'll see.
Don't go anywhere. I wish there was a way I could lock you in here, but Jim's not going anywhere, guys, so he's going to hang here with us tonight. Let's bring in Bo Kubis for some post-race words. Bo, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. Congratulations on the victory here at Twin Ring Motegi. Tell us about that phenomenal pass and that unbelievable performance tonight.
Yeah, g'day guys. The pass, it all sort of come down to a mistake from Tony actually, but it allowed me to get up the outside of him into turn 4 or 5 and got the undercut and up the inside of him on the next corner, and he sort of just ran a little bit and off track himself. But
Boy,
he kind of made it easy in the end.
He may have helped you a little bit, but it still was a textbook pass from you. Great cut to the inside at the right time. It put you on the inside for the next turn, and it just the way that it looked on my screen. I don't know how it looked on the broadcast, but on my screen it was absolutely gorgeous pass. I thought you did a fantastic job. And once you got up into the lead, tell us about how difficult it was to hold that lead from Tony.
Really difficult. The balance of the car changed dramatically. Like, I was so much more nervous under brakes and on turn in. I don't know if it was just because I was in the dirty air behind Tony, and the balance just changed dramatically, and it was a lot harder. It was very hard to put the laps in.
Boy, we couldn't tell. Looked like you were just out there on a easy drive there out front. Once you got in that clean air, it seemed like it was very difficult for him to try to gain any ground on you. But in the end, this is a huge race and a huge result as far as the season points go and the season standings as far as your championship hopes go. So it's really good to see this result, and glad to see you out there doing good in this series, man.
Thanks, mate. I've got to say congrats to Fulcher for getting on the podium, and also Tony. He drove really good. Didn't make any mistakes until we got side by side. He made that little bit of a mistake, but until then he was flawless, and his car was absolutely bomb-proof off the last turn. I couldn't get a run onto him down the straight. He drove a really good race.
Well, I tell you what, Bo, next time you're out on the track and you talk with Tony, you just tell him he needs to come by and talk with us on the Get Dirty MX post-race show. We love to talk to him before the season's in.
Yeah, me too.
Hang tight, Bo. We got loads to talk about. I'm sure that you know that. Let's bring in a driver who had a great run as well. Let's talk with Michael Fulcher real quick. And Michael, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show, buddy. How are you?
Hey, JD, Cam, boys, really good. How you doing?
Oh, doing wonderful. That was a really thrilling race there under the lights at a track we don't typically spend a lot of time at. So it was really fun to watch. Didn't know how things were going to go, who was going to run out of gas, or if anybody would even have to fuel save. Didn't know how it was going to run, but great run tonight. You start just outside the top three and finish with a podium tonight. Fantastic performance, Michael.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate. Haven't done as much time as I did last week. The track sort of only started to gel with me this morning. I got up, a couple of hours ago and did quite a few laps. It just started to gel with me, which I'm really glad, just in time to have a decent run.
And that's awesome, buddy. Well, I'm happy to see you're running good. What's kind of your plan for the rest of the season? How are you going to attack it? Where do you see yourself at the end of this season?
Well, I'd like to finish a few more races in front of Tony. That will really help my points out, but that's a pretty hard ask, mate. He's an exceptional driver. I thought I had something for Bo and Tony there early on. I was doing a couple of fast laps for a few laps there and bringing them in, but once Bo got past Tony, I would have had to push it way out of the comfort zone to run with him, so I just settled in for a podium. But the point score is looking pretty good for me, so I've got to keep my head down and just get some decent results. And in a situation like that, if I think I've got something for them, I've got to be careful I don't push out of my limits, So probably with about 5 to go there, I just rolled out of it a little bit and accepted that I was going to be third, and I'm very happy with that. A podium is a podium.
Absolutely, and a great podium too at a difficult track. What was it like? Last question before I move on, but what was it like coming in this track under the lights at a track we don't typically run, especially on a configuration we don't typically run?
Well, I did have to download it first. I think I've done a few laps here on other games like years ago, so it wasn't totally new to me, but yeah, it was fairly new to me. First night race ever. I was looking for the high beam when I first started, trying to program a button for high beam because I couldn't see anything. But lap after lap, you start to learn your apexes there, lurking in the shadows there. I enjoyed it. Really exciting having the first night race.
Man, I'm glad that you enjoyed it, buddy. It was a thrill watching, and we appreciate you coming by having a chat with us. Don't go anywhere. We got loads more to talk about real soon on some big news around iRacing, some pretty exciting stuff. So hang tight. We'd love to hear your opinion on some of these issues. Let's bring in next. Another guy had a fantastic run tonight. Let's bring in Curtis Chipaway and his unique paint scheme tonight. Curtis, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How's things going, bud?
That's going pretty good. Yeah.
Excellent. I just did get your message off of Facebook. I apologize, but we'll make that an update for the next broadcast, buddy. Tell us a little bit about your race tonight, man, and then after that I want to hear about that paint scheme.
Yeah, I didn't have much time to test this week, so I went into the race yesterday, and that was going to be my testing for today, and I got taken out on the grid. So today it was just I had complete unknown, no idea what was going to happen. And I'm so glad I got away with a 5th place today.
Oh man, you say get away with it. Thought it was a nice performance out there. I thought you looked good, and tell us about the purple car and the hood there. We talked about it on the broadcast, so. And Jim ended up giving us an update on it, but I just want to hear it from you.
Yeah. The face on the hood is it's a kappa. It's from Twitch. It's when you put it, it's donates sarcasm. So.
There you go. That fits it perfect, buddy. That fits it perfect. It's just cool to see, man. And so tell us a little bit about what your plans are with the future of you and teams and that kind of good stuff.
Right now it's kind of up in the air. I think after maybe a week or two, I'll know more certain what I'm planning on doing. I'm probably not going to take it too seriously now until next season, though. But we'll see what happens.
Curtis, fair enough. And I won't ask until I'll give you another week or two before I bother you with it again. But thanks a lot for chatting with us. We got lots to talk about on the show tonight. Fantastic top five.
Yeah, I'm happy with the result today. I was didn't think I'd do that good, especially after that start was really hectic. So glad I made it.
Absolutely, buddy. Next, I want to bring in Sam Sutton. Another guy had a great run tonight. Sam, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How's things going, buddy?
Yeah, they're good. It's good to be back.
Absolutely, on a race that we saw you run tonight, finishing in ninth. But had a really good running going there for quite some time. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, had a very good start. Probably my best start I've ever had. Just made up 4 places in that first lap, and was right on the tail of Fulch, and tyres just fell off. So Corey came onto my rear end, and when he went to pass, I tried to pull the over and under move, and just got too happy on the throttle and looped it into the wall.
Yeah, we actually watched it there in live footage, and I felt so terrible because you had such a great run going, and but still, once that happened, you could have easily gotten your head out of the race, and instead, that's you did the opposite. You put your head right back in the race, mentally stayed focused, and worked your way back up to finish in the ninth position, which I thought was very nice considering because I think you went all the way down to like 15th or 16th place at one point after that happened, after that wreck incident happened, and then worked your way back up to ninth. So very good race tonight considering, and it's a great rebound.
Yeah, I mean, I had to deal with a little bit of left hand down, a bit of steering damage when I hit the wall, so it's a little bit tricky for that first lap. So just getting back in the rhythm, but once I did, just a matter of staying ahead of Ian and catching up to Michael, Greg, and Sanjin's off at the end helped me gain a position as well.
Good deal. Good deal. That was going to be my next question: was how difficult was that bad boy to drive after the damage there? It looked like you had some damage to the front end of the vehicle, maybe on the hood. Didn't know about how the tow was or how the handling was in the car, but definitely knew it was not perfect.
Yeah, the left-handers weren't fun because I had to put a heap more wheel into it to get to turn, but it braked perfectly in a straight line, and right-handers were great, so it was just a little bit of left hand down. It was just uncomfortable.
Fantastic, buddy. Well, we sure enjoyed watching you run tonight, and the Vodafone livery on there looked good.
Yeah, beauty of being a privateer, you can run whatever skin you want, so just had a shop through trading paints and found one that looked good.
That's right, absolutely. I thought it was fantastic, man. It looked really good under the lights as well, and enjoyed that. So, man, fantastic result. We look forward to seeing what you do next week, buddy. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Absolutely. That's Sam Sutton, everybody. He's going to be hanging with us for just a minute. We got about 3 more drivers to have a chat with, and then we're going to move on to some other subjects. Let's bring in Marty Carroll. Excuse me, I'm going to skip Marty. I'm going to actually bring in the enforcer, Mr. Corey Preston. Corey, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. Good to have you here on the show. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, JD and Kane.
Man, fantastic. We saw you have a really good run out there tonight and saw some ups and downs in the same race from you. Tell us a little bit about the race from your point of view as you finished tonight 7th.
Yeah, well, it started out pretty good. I mean, I didn't get the greatest of all starts, and then tried to slot in between Michael Fulch and Sam Sutton, and coming onto the front straight one lap. My shifter missed third, so I ended up revving up, just hitting the limiter in second, and he got past me, and then I was working like mad to try and, because I fell off from him a bit, and then I was falling back into the clutches of Mark Anderson, and yeah, I worked hard to get back up and pass Sam Sutton. I got past him, and then I don't know what happened. I think he's just tried to get on the accelerator too early, and he spun. And then fuel started to be an issue, and tires. I think I made the right adjustments, but at the wrong time. So I want to give a sorry to Sanya. I mean, I don't know what happened. He's just I don't really know what happened there. I mean, I braked into turn 1 deep. He was deeper than me, and then he's come across my front end, and it's unfortunately spun him into the gravel. So I want to make certain that there was never any malice in that. I just had to turn turn into the corner at some point. I mean, I wouldn't do anything like that on purpose, but yeah, considering all things that happened in the race, 7th's probably a good result.
Absolutely, man. It really was a good result considering. And we've seen just an unbelievable season from you this year so far. I've really enjoyed watching you drive out on the track. I think that you've improved tremendously over the course of the season, and we got a little bit more to go this season. So big things are, we're looking for big things from you, buddy. Best of luck to you on the way.
Thanks, JD.
Absolutely, buddy. Don't go anywhere as we have loads to talk about. Let's bring in Marty Carroll now to talk about his woes today on the track. Marty, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and good evening, gentlemen.
Man, it's good to have a word with you, old buddy, and talk a little bit about your race tonight. Not the race you wanted to have, but I do want to give you great props for hanging in there and never giving up. And because you never gave up, after falling deep into the pack, and actually I was considering, I was worried about you actually falling down a lap. Instead of that happening, you made your battles all the way back up to 12th place, and I thought that was very good. Showed a lot of drive and a lot of urge in you, and that's what I like to see, man. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, it seems to be something going on. I had a sticky brake pedal last week. Teammate Chad Chastain had no brake pedal into turn 1 last week, and Jake's had a couple of weeks in a row with pedal problems, and yeah, put it into first gear on the line and rolled forward because stop go. So yeah, I come out 15 seconds behind last place and just knuckled down and did what I could, and it sounded like a few good exciting battles up in front of me, and so I was able to take advantage of, and get close to the packs and pick off a few spots, and the old sim pit, and V8 Superfans New Zealand, Bloody Carnival, Candy, Falcon, somewhere near the top 10.
That's right. You're only 2 off, which is not bad at all, considering that literally almost went a lap down at one point. Well, not almost. I mean, you're still a good ways away, but could have easily fell a lap down had you not decided to get back. And what I mean by that is there's so many drivers that once they have something that catastrophic happen to them and they fall back, sometimes they'll just go and park the car and they'll call it a day. They don't feel like running that far behind, as they feel like there's absolutely no chance of them returning into competitive any type of competitive racing. And I like the fact that you never gave up, continue to move forward, and that's what I love to see. We saw the same thing with Sam Sutton today. Fantastic job by him, and he fought his way all the way back to 9th, so that was incredible. Both of you guys deserve big props for that. So best of luck to you next week, Marty. And
we didn't pull a Jake Burton and get cranky because we got a black flag. And we're out there to represent, and you know, I try and lead by example on the track, and you know, we want to be perceived as a team, and so I expect my drivers to, if you start a race, you finish it. You know, it's your commitment for going and racing. You know, like, and we're part of the show. It doesn't matter if you're a lap down. You know, you get back out there and you.
That is perfect. Yeah. That's right. Absolutely.
That's exactly right. You know, we got fans on there. Hey Nathan, he's always watching. He's
there
one
you
of
go.
The two every week viewers. But
there is,
you know, that's what I mean.
there
It's a matter of getting
is
out
several big SDC supporters that watch each and every week. I see them and they're commenting each and every week. So you guys definitely do have some fans that watch every week.
Yeah, well, we're out there to help promote, you know, the show, that what it is, and the service that iRacing provide. You know, you don't get, you know, the V8 community online here is awesome. You know, whether it's the Americas series or the Premier series that the V8's online guys do, like, you know, we do our bit as a team to get out there and promote it. You know, and encourage people to come and watch it. You know, because it is good, and that's why, you know, it was a bit disappointing with the Premier series last week not having the interviews afterwards, because, like you've always said, Jane and JD, like, you know, you do get some regular viewers and they like to know who the drivers are, and they get to learn a little bit about each driver, you know, each week, you know.
Well, that.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, you guys ran a hard race, and, you know, you got sponsors that are got working with your team to get their name out and some paid positions and things like that, and they deserve to get their names set over the deal, and more than just us, showing their name on the car. I guess there was a rush to get it over with because the F1 races and stuff, but yeah, we definitely should try to squeeze in the driver interviews. I agree. I was a little shocked to see the race end so quickly without any driver interviews, but I guess that's what it was because of those F1 races.
Boys, I'm going to cut this real short because I got to drag. My homeboy Bones is up there waiting all alone, and I'm going to bring him in here real quick so we can continue our discussion. But
He's
I feel
got to stop
bad.
coming for interviews if you keep bringing him in last like this.
I know. Without further ado, let's bring in the best for last. Our good buddy Bones. You know him, Graham Filan. What's up, buddy? I had to stop our interview in track so that I could bring you in here. I felt so terrible that you were up there all by yourself, buddy. So I brought you in. How are you?
G'day, JD Kane. Yeah, no, I'm alright. I don't mind sitting in the room by myself contemplating.
Well, I tell you what. Yeah, Marty said he's going to quit coming to interviews if you keep bringing him in last. I was like, well, I always like to save the best for last. It's kind of like anytime you have a show, you always save the big boom for the last, right before the end of the episode. That's what keeps people watching. So that's what we do. We save the best for last, brother. I wanted to bring you in there and kind of.
I don't know what's best about me.
You always help us give us a laugh or give us something to cheer about, make us feel better about for next week and the race we just had. But man, fantastic run out there tonight as you continue to improve each and every week. And we were at a weird track this week in a weird situation under the lights. We don't do that very often. And I thought you performed very well tonight. You started in 15th and worked your way up to 13th and finished there. And I thought it was overall a great performance tonight. Tell me a little bit about what you think about everything tonight.
Yeah, it's the first time I've actually raced here. Last time I didn't actually race it, and that night I've really come to like the track. And as you said, I started in 15th, and then I went and had a look at the grass there for a little bit in the first lap, and had to work my way back, and had a great battle with Michael Yao most of the time there, and then he picked an early break marker at one stage, and I got past him, and then it was pressure on for a while, and then I could see Marty Carroll coming up, and I think we were about lap 19, and he gained 3 seconds in the last, the 3 laps beforehand. And it being lunchtime here, my kitchen filled up, which is right in front of me. I'm trying to concentrate with him in the background and telling everyone to get out of the kitchen. But no, it was a great race. I really loved the track.
Well, I thought it was absolutely fantastic, buddy. It was a great race, interesting show tonight, and I want to thank the drivers, all of you, and all the viewers. We've got loads of comments tonight, lots of viewers, and if you're watching the race live right now, make sure you guys go up there and click on that little thumbs up tab, and that way we get more likes, gets more people to watch our races each and every week, and our show just continues to grow, and obviously I don't have to explain why that's good, but the more we grow, the better things we'll get. So please go up, all you guys, go to the broadcast, or anytime you watch it, make sure you thumbs up each week. It just takes like literally 1 second just to click on the thumbs up there, and it's showing that you like the broadcast, and it makes it available for more and more people.
Yeah, speaking of watching the show, I was in contact with the Gamesmen. They're a sponsor of our Gran Turismo Race on Oz website, and I've just bit the bullet, and I've ordered a T500 wheel from them this week, and I was telling them about the show, and these guys have been in gaming since the 80s. It's a family
Wow.
affair. And yeah, he's real keen to have a look, so big shout out to the Gamesmen. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to have those guys here, and maybe we can get them actually on the show one night. We'd love to have a chat with them and just kind of talk about anything, really. Anything that has to do with racing and gaming. We're all about it, man.
Okay.
Definitely have some news tonight. Jim, you still with us?
Yes, JD, I am still with you.
All right, had to make sure.
He hung around for you, JD. See there?
Just for you.
I'm glad you hung around, man. And the reason I wanted to point you out, buddy, was you already talked about one of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight, and I didn't even notice it on the
Probably
cover.
the only person that didn't even
I
notice
am
it.
the only person that did not even notice it, didn't even pay it any attention. And but I'll let you announce the news, Jim, even though everybody else here already knows it, but maybe some of the viewers at home do not.
So yeah, one of the big things that when I saw this the other day is basically the only thing bigger than this to me is the Holden and new Falcon coming out hopefully soon. Aston Martin is coming to iRacing with 4 cars, I believe it said. Confirmed were the Vantage, GT3, and the DBR9, quote, and other Aston Martins on the virtual tracks of iRacing, end quote.
007?
I gotta tell you, I've been in a funk since yesterday, basically, and this really did brighten up my day when I brought it up again.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm extremely stoked. I'm a big Aston Martin fan. I love their cars. I think it's going to be wonderful. We're getting 4 cars, apparently not one car with 4 different types. And that is very exciting all in itself. And I'll be excited to see what specific cars they decide to bring to us. I know they said something about a GT3, but it will be exciting to see what really does make it other. Any of the Aston Martins, I'd like to see a retro Aston Martin. I think that would be just unbelievably cool. We need more old cars to run.
Absolutely. I'm just very happy. It's one of my favorite brands, in racing, just overall. I mean, if there was any car out there I could own, money was no object, it would definitely be an Aston Martin.
Oh, yes. They're absolutely, as far as aesthetics go, they're one of the most beautiful cars ever made. I think that their designs are just beautiful. They show how beautiful a car can be. And the beauty of speed, man, these guys are just outstanding at creating automobiles, and they make some of the best and in the world. And when that's coming to iRacing, it's just going to be phenomenal. Especially, it looks like iRacing and Aston Martin have made a nice partnership here, considering that they're getting 4 cars. Having that said, that they're going to have that nice joint nice partnership. There's the word I was using for. They should supply iRacing with all of the nice AutoCAD data, and we're going to have just an amazing product. As you guys know, what has been released from iRacing over just the past year has been phenomenal products, and I hope that they continue to get better and better, and I know that they will. I'm so excited about our new V8 Supercars. I just can't wait. It can't come quick enough, and I truly do hope that it does make it this build, guys. It's not guaranteed this build, and I just hope that it is. I don't know. I think the genuine idea from everybody is they pretty much think iRacing would do anything in their power to make sure that we have it by Bathurst 1000, and you got to think that that's got to be their goal, but we've seen it where it may not happen. Remember with the IndyCar, the DW12, where they wanted it out by the 500, and it unfortunately just didn't happen. So we're hoping that that does happen. And also, I don't know how many of you guys have saw the video that Darren Ganji posted about the driver swaps, and he had the alpha stage of driver swaps and talked about the testing. He was a part of the testing and actually showed footage and explained how it would work, and or how it would work as far as the alpha stage goes at this moment. And guys, what's going to happen with these driver swaps is going to revolutionize iRacing. I am so excited about these driver swaps. I mean, at first I was excited just because I thought it was a neat idea, but after watching that, it really showed me how much I think this is going to revolutionize iRacing and sim racing in general. It is so exciting in the way that it's gonna be done so well that if the glitches, I just pray that the glitches don't come. But apparently, from what they're saying, there's absolutely no glitches right now with the way it's set up, and it's supposed to work beautifully. And
with that story, yeah, you went into all the other previous driver swap attempts, and yeah, it was pretty promising that how smooth he reckoned this one did run. So
One of the things I just want to touch on really quick is pointed out in the forums is really ever since the Lotus 49 and to a lesser extent the DW12, iRacing seems to have really been pretty gun shy about making announcements until they were pretty far along in the development of something, like within 6 months of release date. So
Right.
I kind of think it's going to be sooner rather than later for this stuff if you go by what they've done in the recent past.
Now, when you say sooner rather than later with this stuff, what are you referring to?
They seem to hold off on announcements now until they have something firm. I mean, take for example the Honda Civic, I think it was a British touring car racing stuff that 2 years later they still have nothing on because they can't get CAD data or they can't get a scan of something, and then they go change the race car. And now it seems like they don't really announce anything until they have data in hand, almost, it seems like. And I mean, you go back, there've been a lot of bitterness, or maybe not bitterness, but just cynical views of what iRacing announces, and they've just kind of cut back on that. So pretty much what they've been announcing recently has come to fruition. 6-month time window, I guess you could say.
it's like all of a sudden they just go, there it is. Oh,
right. Like all of a sudden the DW12 is like, oh yeah, here you go. It's done now. And I think the Indy 500 was more of a server side issue rather than the car itself.
Yeah, I believe you got a very good point there.
Yeah, to add to that point, I think they mentioned Monza coming out this.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
next
another
build.
one coming up.
So they just announced that, like you say, just about 6 months ago. And
I will say
now
I'm going to
it's
be
coming out.
irritated if Monza ends up on the schedule next season for the V8 because it's really not a V8 track.
Everybody is so vicious when it comes to Monza.
If everyone hates it, I like it.
Yeah,
I do
I'll build
too.
a setup to kick your
Oh,
ass. If
don't
you
get me
wanna turn
wrong.
it, that's fine.
I love
hate
the
that when you
track.
do,
I just the track's great. I just don't think it's a V8. It's not a touring car kind of track.
Open wheel.
I actually reckon it will be a good performance leveler because there's not really any corners that allow for people to make huge advantages. In my eyes.
Yeah,
Your
whatever.
car would want to be good under brakes. That's what it was.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, freaking
See, I
iRacing,
think-
everybody's good on the brakes.
But
I-
then again, you never know until we get out there.
Of course,
That's
the
right.
one thing I used to be good at was being good on the brakes. Now everybody can do it. I mean, great. Now I got to figure out something else to be good at.
You still got your starts, buddy.
Oh, this is true.
What were you gonna say there, Kane?
I was gonna say it might be good to go to a car that is a little off the beaten path for these things. There's a lot of different tracks I would love to see these cars at that ain't a typical V8 supercar track, but I think would have a great race there, and Monza may just be one of them.
Yeah.
Speaking of the in the iRacing forums, I mean, I know there are viewers out there that aren't iRacing members. First off, shame on you. You should be. But
that is right. That is right. You nailed it.
But one of the things is about this time every season, maybe a little bit later normally, they start talking about the schedule for the following season. And my personal view on that, I'm going to put my 2 cents in here since this is a free-for-all, is it quickly degenerates into, well, we need this track because I think this track is good. Or we need this track because 15 years ago, this particular car drove this particular track, even though it wasn't the same layout, and we need that track in there all the time. So you laugh, but it's how it ends up being. I mean, the iRacing Grand Am series, for I think it was like 3 years straight, ran the exact same schedule every single season. Because I used to be really big on the Grand Am series for iRacing, it drove me away because it was the same every single season.
Yeah.
And so that discussion has come up for the V8s now with Jay Kennedy over there with the V8s Online. Does a great job. So my personal view, get a committee of about 5 people, really know the car, really know the track's been doing it for a long time, and get them to discuss and say, hey, this is what we came up with. People that like the V8, they're going to race it pretty much anywhere.
Only one compulsory track for the V8, and that's Bathurst.
Oh yeah, I'd say
maybe.
absolutely Bathurst, but
One compulsory track for the season for the V8s would be Bathurst.
Like I'll jump in here. If I had my pick, Phillip Island would be gone. Like it's been on the.
What?
Calm
well,
down.
you don't have your pick, so be quiet.
Yeah, Clay.
You're not on the board. Get out of here. Someone kick him out.
Wow. Yikes.
Phillip Island, man. Sheesh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
you know,
good.
I love Phillip Island, but
I do too.
I can see how a driver could
You want to
struggle
break
there.
from it. You want to break from it.
Yeah,
That's,
and
I really am against the whole, oh, we have to have a track every season. You need a break.
That's what he's saying. I believe that was what you were saying, right, Corey?
no,
I was a chance to say
I
yeah.
No,
think,
he just
I
Yeah.
think Corey was saying you could set fire to it and he'd be okay.
No,
Oh.
that was Coda. I'd say Coda can have a little accident, so that means we can never race there again, and I'll be happy.
I'd
Get
be
them
happy
all
with
out of
that.
his system.
Oh,
Well, it's not
boy.
on the V8 schedule anymore, so we can get rid of it. There's no more of that excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, so,
you know what? They'll return there in 2015. So
Nope,
Yeah.
they already said they're
they're
not.
gone. They didn't
Really?
renew the contract. Yep.
So what are they gonna? Are they never gonna
On to
return to the
Lincoln.
United States, or what's the plan with that?
I think they're looking for something else, but it is very costly to come over here, so.
The
I don't know.
2015
Yeah,
schedule.
they wanted
has
more
no
than one track, and they don't have it.
international race.
Gotcha.
You're gonna have to
Yeah,
get on
the
the
new
phone
bosses.
to
Road
Georgia
Atlanta.
tracks there and tell them.
Yeah. Well, NASCAR owns Road Atlanta now, so that's the. Yeah, NASCAR bought Road Atlanta last year, or it's been about almost 2 years now, I guess. And that's when we saw the K&N E Series raced at Road Atlanta last year, or in 2013 they raced at Road Atlanta as kind of a test race, and they were very happy with how the racing went there. I don't know how they're gonna be as far as I believe that they really want some more grandstands brought in as as far as NASCAR goes. But I think for the V8s coming over, I think it would be a perfect place to go. And NASCAR really, really loves the V8 supercars. They really do enjoy, as far as racing goes, other forms of racing. They really like the idea of V8 supercars because it is NASCAR for road racing. That is it's what it is, guys. It's big, heavy cars, lots of horsepower. I don't have to explain it to you. I mean,
Maybe
but
we can start the push here, and yeah, if we can get a couple of tracks over there and get them back.
All right. All right. Now that JD has called, now that JD has said something offensive, time to boot him out.
what did I say offensive?
V8 Supercars is not NASCAR.
I didn't
Not
say
yet.
that. I didn't say
yeah,
that.
Corey,
No,
you had a better
No,
point than you do.
no, he didn't say it.
I didn't
Look,
say
they're
that.
both
I said
overpowered,
it's
undergripped, handled like
Yeah,
handled
Sure.
like a brick on wheels. Yeah, they're reasonably similar. And
That's
you can,
what I
Riding
meant.
You
racing.
can bump and run them.
Similar.
Rub doors.
Yeah.
Sim.
Yeah,
Let's put
we
it
love
this
We
way.
love each other.
That's
I think
put it
I think
this
he's
way.
saying the cars are similar, not the style of driving.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What else is similar is the fact that when it comes to road racing, the closest you're going to have in road racing as far as how close the action is the V8 supercars. And that's what people love about NASCAR is how you can run 2-3 wide. And that's what people love about it. And that's kind of the same thing with V8 supercars. It's extremely close. It's not like your open wheels where you have to have the push to pass and things like that to make, because the downforce is so high. I mean, your high downforce cars, they're spaced out all over the track. That's
I
what I
wonder
mean.
why you started following somebody on Twitter.
You
What?
following me, Jim?
No, I have to.
I'm not on it.
I don't know what in the world or where that came from, Jim, but
I'm looking at Twitter.
oh, okay.
That's where it
got
came from.
I'm just sitting here thinking, what the heck is Jim talking about?
I just looking through my Twitter feed, and I'm like, why? Who is this person?
Interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually,
give
Jim.
you-
Actually, Jim. What would be on your Twitter feed today? Today I caught some punk fair evading, #criminal, #Amtrak.
Oh boy.
What? Not from me.
Oh,
I do not post anything about work because it normally ends badly.
Just
Wherever
before
I
you get off
happen to
the
work.
That's a
NASCAR
good
thing.
policy. That's a good policy.
Yeah.
Don't post work stuff.
Yeah, especially most companies nowadays have a big anti-social media unless it's the official company person doing it. So wherever I happen to work, I do not post.
Just before you get off the NASCAR V8 link thing, did you see anyone see Paul Stefanik's story on Marcus Ambrose maybe returning to the V8 Supercars?
I've heard rumors about that.
Okay, yeah.
I certainly did, yeah.
I've been meaning to talk to you guys about this. I'm glad that you brought that up. I've been meaning to talk with you boys about this because I've told Kane months ago, and Kane can back me up on this, that I saw this coming, and I really believe it's going to happen, and I'll tell you why. Marcus Ambrose absolutely loves NASCAR. But with his contract running up with Richard Petty Motorsports at the conclusion of this season, I do not see any signs of him signing with another team, and I don't see him moving. What I mean by that is I don't see a bigger team than Richard Petty signing him. I don't see Richard Petty re-signing him, and I don't see Marcus Ambrose wanting to go to a team with less technology than he's already at because he's already struggling. He's doing well. He's doing well for the equipment that he's in.
Right.
Well, no, he's doing well at the ovals, boys. I mean, you look at the equipment that he is in. He's performing very well considering. Richard
Petty Motorsports is like a midfield kind of team, anyways.
Guys, Richard Petty Motorsports didn't have a research and development team until this season. Okay, they are a middle of the road at best team. At best, they've always been back at the pack drivers. And that's just the way it's always been. And when you look at it like that, Marcus Ambrose has had a fantastic NASCAR career. And the thing about it is, I think he honestly misses the V8 Supercars. I think that he does miss racing in Australia. I think he misses being in Australia. I think that he wanted to come to NASCAR and do NASCAR. And I think that he felt that he has given it his all and he has done the best that he can do. With what they're giving him. So, with that being said, I think he feels like he accomplished what he came here for, and I believe he's ready to go back, and I believe that we'll see him do that. Now, as far as signing him over there, I have no clue, boys. I don't know. That would be more of y'all, who he would sign with, where he would go, things like that. Who would want him? I don't know.
Well, I had heard a rumor that one of the big American teams was going to Penske's. There you go. It was going
and
to
get
get
buy
into
into Dick Johnson Racing, DJR.
Yeah, that's in the story. Yeah.
And can I tell you guys something really cool? Really, really cool. All right, you know that Penske is getting a Formula One team, right? You know this. Okay, this is not new news. Okay.
Does he like wake up on does his bed raise every time he goes to sleep with more money underneath him?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Penske there is extremely rich. All right. Let me tell you this. I was reading an article at one of my favorite NASCAR reasonable sources, and Kurt Busch ran the Indy 500 this season, and then ran the Coca-Cola 600. He loved riding in those Indy cars, the open wheelers, and he does pretty well considering. He asked Roger Penske, if there was any chance, any at all, that he could get in that Formula One seat and race Formula One. And he said that he would do anything in his power to do so. And he said, if I win the NASCAR Sprint Cup this season, can I do it? And Roger Penske said, if you win the season, I guarantee you'll be my F1 driver. So.
That's awesome. Go. I want to see him just plow the grid on the F1.
I know. Now, I really want to see Kurt Busch upset. Now, I know it's going to be extremely difficult for Kurt Busch to win because he's kind of had a rough year. It's his first year at Stewart-Haas Racing, and I feel like he's had a rough time. But if
he's in the chase, he won a Martinsville.
That's right. Yeah, he's in the chase. That's right. So anything
yesterday.
Anything is possible. And we'll see how he does. I don't know if he raced yesterday.
And he only wrote one car off in practice at the Indy 500, so...
Yeah.
He's doing good.
That's right. It's Kyle the wrecked or something like that. Kurt, I like.
So, yeah, I like Kurt Busch a lot. Not a big fan of Kyle Busch, but I like Kurt Busch a lot, and I just think it's going to be really really cool. If that, I just think it'd be cool if he just give him a shot. Anyhow, I think it'd be really neat. Whether or not he actually gets that opportunity or not, I mean that's whatever. But I just think that would be so neat. But anyways, anybody else got any exciting news they want to talk about this week?
The Orioles just swept the Yankees in a doubleheader.
Yay!
Yeah.
I can't stand the Yankees.
I don't think anybody can unless they're from New York.
Baseball.
Yeah. Shout out to Brooks Westphal for the Orioles.
And some other news, I'm trying to get Kane to come and meet me at Talladega for the NASCAR race at Talladega in the Chase, and
I'm going to do it.
Oh, you could do the broadcast from there.
That's what we're talking about doing, and if it happens, it's going to be amazing, man.
Yeah, so that will be 1 week that we're going to miss on the broadcast, but
we'll make up for it with a special
show. With a great show.
Curtis is talking about Oreos. Some deep fried Oreos would be good.
Oh, those things are awesome.
Never had one.
Oh yeah.
Like a deep fried Mars bar.
What my wife does is she'll take like chocolate chip cookie dough and wrap it around an Oreo cookie and then bake the cookies.
God.
Oh my God.
The Oreo cookie inside like soaks up some of the, I don't know if it's oil or what, from the chocolate chip cookie, and it becomes real soft inside there, and it's amazing.
Oh my God.
Did we just
Sounds
the stations?
awesome.
So we're back on Jay and Kane's food show?
Yeah, green butter.
Here
We're
we go
back
again.
to food.
God, we gotta quit that, guys. But anyway, so yeah,
Curtis.
I'm gonna go to Alabama, meet JD probably in Atlanta, and we're gonna take a video camera and we're gonna shoot a lot of footage, and make a good show out of it, and it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. It's gonna be awesome, boys.
I'll take my daughter too, so that she can run the camera, so that JD and I can actually be in the same shot, and they don't have to be just one or the other. And
Not photoshopping a big airbrush muscle going.
yeah, so I think we're gonna have fun. I think it's gonna be a good time. Any other Americans want to show up and go? You can. Any Aussies can go too if you want to come clear the heck
Anybody,
over here.
yeah.
Send the tickets my way. I'll be there.
I do actually have one more thing.
Go ahead.
All right, so starting next week, it's actually in all seriousness in relation to the V8s Americas. Starting next week, when you're looking at the team points, or when Kane puts them up on the screen, you may see fewer teams. Just for my sanity, and I posted this in the forums, but just in case people out there don't have access for the forums because for whatever reason you're not an iRacing member. For my sanity, because the teams are done all by hand, I have to go look up and everything else. If a person has not participated for 3 weeks, the points, or not a person, but if a team has not participated for 3 weeks, I'm just dropping them from the team championship because it's a lot of work, and if they're not doing anything for it, I still have to go see if they had a result that week and everything else. So for my ease, I am going to be dropping non-participating teams from the point standings.
Yeah, that's completely understandable.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got to be an active team in order to score points. So if you ain't raced in 3 weeks, you're not an active team that's scoring points in the V8 Supercars America Series. It's a good rule, Jim.
So yeah, I just wanted to make that out there for viewers or people that happen to be in here. I mean, you're already here, so you're participating, but yeah. So if people see it next week and they're like, wait, last week there were 17 teams or 18 teams or however many it happens to be, and now there's 12 or 13 teams because people aren't participating.
Sounds good. I want to get back to Marty. You gave a shout out to Brooks Westphal, but it kind of got covered up. You want to do that again?
Oh, for the Orioles. I allowed him to do an Orioles livery skin on his Gen 6 car to run while they're in the playoffs. I don't know a lot about American baseball.
Awesome.
He's a fan, and so we're just doing that for them. So he's been running that for the last 6 weeks in the NIS series, and obviously continue into the NIS fix now that the Open Series is finished. Yeah, just a quick shout out to Brooks now that they swept the doubleheader against the Yankees. So good on them.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Great. You know, I don't know much about American baseball either. Whenever I was a kid, I used to watch it all the time. Now I can't sit through 90 innings of baseball. I don't know, just not enough action, I guess. I gotta be watching racing.
It's a lot better in person than it is on TV, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome atmosphere.
The only part of baseball I'd watch there and on TV is when they do the music, when the teams come out.
Yeah,
the theatrics.
I would love to do that for the V8 Supercars America's drivers, you know. Have a video that zoomed in on each driver and then be like, have a big, like, you know, the guy that announces boxing and be like, Sanjin Delilah and James Bones Violin, you know, and I think that's
How does that go?
Yeah, you guys got to do that.
How does it go, Kane? You're doing pretty good. We'll let you do that.
We could do some little pre-recorded ones, so when you're bringing them in for the interviews,
ladies
you play it
and
up.
gentlemen,
have a little animated dude strutting out, you know.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
You got it. There we go.
Yeah, I want that in the background.
In row 1.
Well, now you're gonna have to start doing the starting grid like that.
No.
You'll have to start the broadcast about half an hour early to get through all that.
Yeah, no. Well, boys, anything else before we close this awesome show out, man?
Yeah, just got another little shout out. Ryan Sheldon, I see on the forum, he was running a special livery. He didn't quite make it into the top split. It was a little autism awareness thing on his bonnet, so he painted his car white and had the autism awareness for his niece. And I've got a son.
Talks. It's real good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I can relate to that. I've got a son with autism, and awareness is one of the greatest things that actually helps them get to live a normal life and fit in society and be able to live by themselves. So yeah, big shout out to Ryan and his family, and hope they all do well, and awareness in the community of that these guys are normal guys, and just of how to treat them is a big key to them being able to live in society independently.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Ryan Shelton too. If anything, I should be running that on the bonnet of my car because I am autistic.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump in and give a big shout out to all our KRT drivers today. We've got 5 KRT drivers in the top 10. That is the best team result we've ever had, I think. And,
we have too many cars.
Well done, boys. Proud of you.
Yeah, put a lot of work in, and it's really starting to show in the results. Well done to all KRT drivers there today. Top job.
Yeah, you sure are the guys to chase, and we are trying to chase you.
No doubt, but it hasn't gone unnoticed.
I was trying to find a video of Ryan's car from last night's race. I did take a couple little videos last night to make sure it's going to look good on the broadcast today, because I would like to get his car on the broadcast, but I'm not finding the right video.
I saved it for you this time, King.
And if he is listening out there, Ryan, sorry I ran into you in the truck race earlier today. It's my fault.
Alright, boys, we're going to cap it off right there. And another great week as awesome action on the track. We want to congratulate Bo Kibis on another win this week. Fantastic performance from him. I thought that was a phenomenal performance. And really all the guys on the track, good job in the lights tonight on a track we're not used to seeing. So really good. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I know the viewers at home enjoyed it. Once again, we want to thank our great sponsors, the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and our very own V8's Online Superstore. From V8's Online, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me, and we'll be back same time, same place next week. And I don't even know where we're racing next week, boys. Does anybody know?
Oh, for goodness sakes, hold on.
I believe.
Give me a second.
That's
Yeah,
shady.
Did you drop your notes,
Donington Grand Prix, 35 laps.
Oh, we're at the
Donington.
brand new Donington.
I
Sweet.
might actually race next week.
Oh, we're going to get you an in-car report so you can talk to us while you're racing. How about that?
I'll probably be upside down by that point, but okay.
Yeah, we'll just wait till you wreck out. How about that?
That works.
All right, sounds good.
So turn 2.
All right, well, we'll be back next week, guys, as we come to you live from Donington. Until then, y'all have a great night.
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line.